Good day, educators! It is a brand new day to learn something awesome. Today, I will be sharing to you a teaching strategy that will advance the creation of a critical group of learners with greater reflective skills and a higher level of reflective practice.
This is the teaching of reflective thinking. As we all know, reflective thinking is one of the essential skills that need to be developed in the 21st century. And teaching using reflections of insights, feelings, and action would be engaging and more meaningful using the 5 I's of the reflective teaching model developed by Dr. Rinaldo B. Inushan, Professor 6 at Cebu Normal University, and the author of the book entitled Aesthetic Teaching Pedagogy, A Voice of Experience, published by the Cambridge Scholars Publishing. This teaching model encompasses 5 steps: introspection, insight, inquiry, integration, and intrusion.
Now suppose our topic for today will be the effects of globalization specifically in the Philippines. Our learning objectives include:
first, identify the positive and negative effects of globalization. Second, express a clear argument on the issues related to the effects of globalization. And lastly, propose a solution on how to mitigate the negative effects of globalization. Using the reflective teaching model, the first step is introspection, which is the process of self-reflection in social and environmental phenomena. In this step, the teacher will ignite the self-reflection of the students on globalization through showing to them a slide presentation on the negative and positive externalities of globalization. Is insight. Insight is an element of surprise or shock based on the phenomenon posted in the first step. In particular, the teacher will begin this step by asking the students about what are their reactions to the picture shown earlier. Then, it will be followed by telling the students to take a closer look between the positive and negative effects of globalization. After, let the students express their insights to support their stand in this question. Do you think globalization is significant in our country? The third step is inquiry. In this particular step, the teacher will process the unanswered questions that bothers the minds of the students, while throwing them the question, does globalization brings good or bad things in our country? The aim of this step is to challenge students to defend their perspective, either they are pro or anti-globalist. While listening to the students' answers, the teacher must make sure that the students inquires about the legitimate sources of their information. The second to the last step is integration. This is the process of putting together issues related to the topic. The teacher initiates this step by asking questions on the issues related to globalization, may it be in the political, economic, social, cultural, and environmental aspect. For instance, in the cultural aspect, the teacher will ask, does globalization mean Americanization? In the environmental side, does the development brought by globalization waste more than the adverse destruction in our environment? For the economic, how does globalization shape the job security and division of labor in the industry today? And for social, what is your point of view on the growing disparity in the society due to globalization? The last I of this step is impression, which refers to the person's hunch or premonition of the future. The teacher in this step will drive the futuristic and advanced mindset of the students by visualizing the future in the context of the topic. In particular, the teacher will ask, first, if the Philippines will not initiate a plan in order to counteract the negative externalities of globalization, what would be its effect on the Filipinos? Second, if the Philippines will create plans in order to mitigate the externalities of globalization, how will it help shape the future of the country 20 years from now?
After the final step, in order to assess the understanding of the learners, the teacher will implement a group activity entitled Call for Motivation.
First, the teacher will group the students into teams. They are given 10 minutes to communicate with the group in order to come up an output. The group are tasked to create a concrete solution on how to counter the issues and challenges brought by globalization. After, one representative of the group will share to the class the objectives and importance of their proposed solution. They will be judged based on the following criteria.
And as an enrichment activity, the teacher will instruct the student to write a reflection
On the ideas and efforts on how globalization efforts of the Philippines resist the forces of globalization.
and it's a wrap. This concludes our episode for today. I hope that you learned how to use the reflective teaching model and that you can apply it to your own classroom. Keep in mind that reflective thinking doesn't mean that you're just going to simply write down your future plans or what you've done in the past. But it means truly trying to understand why you did what you did and why is it important. This has been Teacher Dainty. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.